Hey guys, so I am sitting here having a rather ho-hum day working my regular job, and I'm on break right now, so I just had this feeling like I should pull some cards just for fun, and I wanted to show them really quick to you. I'm using the Oracle of Visions by Ciro Marchetti. And I just wanted one card initially, but that changed. So this is the first one I pulled. It's number 42. And I'm just going to read them to you. I really like to read oracles when I'm not using too many because I feel like the words within the descriptions are often triggering for me and usually contain a message that I need to hear. So I pulled the initial one, and that's all I wanted, but then I felt like I needed to pull more. So I did. Then I read what they were, and I feel like this is like the problem, the first one. And I feel like the solutions are in the other ones that I pulled, if that makes any sense. You can interpret it the way you want, but that's what I was feeling. So I'm going to read all of them to you. So this first one, card number 42, I'll show it to you again while I read. It's about ambition, goals, and inspiration. And it says, the quote here is, "If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up." It's by J.M. Power. So the description says, this card is about setting a target, a goal, something to strive for, a purpose. Here I go. Motivated by need or ambition, we now have something to aim for. Success is our chosen field. A young performer lays on the floor in an almost fetal position, possibly exhausted or at the point of giving up. Despite the constant effort and repetition she has put into her endeavors so far, she is once again questioning herself. Can she ever be good enough? Will she ever make it? Despair, doubt, and frustration cloud her progress. Possibly her efforts are hampered further by other limitations, physical or mental, or possibly outside factors. Other commitments distract her or compete for her time. It's easy enough to dream and establish goals. The question now is whether that dream is realistically achievable or a distracting oasis that will simply torment but never be reached. Okay. I thought that was kind of funny because we're talking about motivation and goals and ambition and inspiration. The sun is now in Aries and the moon is in Capricorn. So that really resonated for me personally, given the astrology. And Mercury is in Pisces, which to me, it's like, it's good for intuition, but a nightmare for thinking clearly and communicating clearly. So I feel like that really runs with the astrology right now, and I thought it was funny. But I won't dwell on that because I have 3 more cards to get through, so I want to kind of make this quick. Now, here's what I think are, like, I guess the solutions to solving the question here. Questions, rather, I guess, posed by the first card, number 42. I also thought the numbers were interesting. I got 46 for the next one. So I wish this was straight. Okay, so 46 is about connections, putting the pieces together and coming to conclusions. The quote is, "To the questions of your life, you are the answer, and to the problems of your life, you are the solution," by Joe Cordair. Now, the description says, a young woman sits on a bridge, a physical and metaphysical connecting point between here and there. This is funny because I got a message about that the other day as well. But anyway, her identity is initially concealed not only to us but also to herself. She is, in essence, finding her true self. She reaches out to gather pieces of a puzzle, and with each one, finds clues and discovers more about herself. Each of us attempts to make sense of our place as we search for connections and relationships with others. Gradually, despite failures and experimentation along the way, an image starts to take form. Increasing clarity manifests itself from the initial confusion. See, confusion. Mercury in Pisces. The process is self-reinforcing and often becomes easier and accelerates as more pieces are added, each finding their corresponding place. Eventually, a point is reached where everything comes into focus and starts to make sense. Next one was number 15, and after that 16, which is what I find interesting. So number 15, farewell, goodbyes, closure. The quote is from Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare, and it says, "Forever and forever farewell, Cassius," or is it Cassius? I don't know, somebody tell me. "If we do meet again, why, we shall smile. If not, why then this parting was well made." Okay, so this card portrays a farewell, which might be a final parting or a temporary goodbye. A tragic loss or simply a turned page could be leading to a new future. The woman's sober expression gives us no clue as to the content of her envelope. A farewell message, yes, but one received or to be given. The rose suggests a possible lover's separation, but is it a final goodbye or a temporary one until next time? Either way, as any airport scene will demonstrate, departure lounges tend to be sadder than arrivals. The birds flying in the background suggest that a return is in the future. Our lives are a constant flow of farewells to people, places, and things, some with regret, but some with enthusiasm as they are replaced with new options. And number 16. I want to interpret these so bad, but I don't want this video to be too long. Okay, so 16. Distance, isolation, perspective. It's just amazing how these go together, and hopefully you'll get that without me explaining it. Distance not only gives nostalgia, but perspective and maybe objectivity. Robert Morgan. So physical distance or emotional detachment serves to give us a greater comprehensive view. Side note, Venus is in Aquarius right now. I saw emotional detachment and it made me think of Venus in Aquarius, which is my placement, thank God, or I would be just an even crazier person than I am, because so many of my placements are very sensitive and emotional, whereas Venus in Aquarius is not. Okay, anyway, distance may also provide a clearer overall picture than a close-up would. From this vantage point, we can often get the big picture and reach different conclusions. A solitary woman strolls a desolate beach, her isolation providing a point of reflection. Distance from the influence of others, this is a scene of personal contemplation. The floating monoliths provide perspective and suggest the distances with greater emphasis than would an empty sky. Perhaps representing issues in her life, their distance reinforces her isolation, but may also provide her with the perspective and clarity of vision that she is seeking. We need to strike a balance when assessing a situation. Are we too closely involved, or should we step back? So I find that really interesting that all of these are kind of about reflection, putting things together, distance, separation. Should I stay or should I go? Who am I? What do I want? And how do I get there? And I guess I'll just leave it at that.